everybody. Welcome back to the Family Bloodline Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about to vaccine or not to vaccine. Did you
Dun,
get your
dun,
vaccine
dun.
yet? I want to let us know. Let's talk about it.
Let's.
Family Bloodline. The Family Bloodline. The Family Bloodline. The Family Bloodline.
So,
Okay.
Shay, have you been vaccinated yet?
Okay, I will start. I have not gotten my vaccines yet. I'm lucky enough to not have a job that requires it or something like that, so I can kind of pick and choose when I want to go.
Mm.
But I've probably scheduled my vaccine about 5 times and not gone because just putting it off, it's really easy to
What?
put off like a needle in your arm. Come on, that's so easy to put off. It's
What?
So, but outside of the needle in your arm, why have you been so hesitant in getting the vaccine?
I don't know, because I can just think of so many other better things to do in that moment.
That's
no, no,
See?
um,
See?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. And I kind of feel like maybe I need somebody to go with me, but then I'm like, don't be a little kid about it, just go and do it.
so. Does any of that have to do with what a lot of us have been hearing in the news from the vaxxers, the anti-vaxxers, and
Yeah.
all the other stories that have been sold to Americans at this point?
Yeah. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I believe in the vaccine. I don't believe in any of those conspiracy theories and all that stuff.
What are some
So, I mean,
conspiracy theories you've heard?
girl, that they're putting chips in our arms so that that they can follow us around and locate us and take away our privacy and stuff.
But they do that with our cell phones. Okay, so next.
Girl, yeah.
Next.
Right.
What's
Um,
something else you've heard?
Another one that a lot of them say that well, if I have the vaccine, the doctors say it's still a chance that I can get it, so if I don't get it, or if I do get it, it's a 99% chance that I'm going to survive. So what I need to really get it for? That's
Yeah,
one that I've
and
heard.
that's a big one.
That's one
That's a
I've
big
heard
one,
too.
Jay.
Yeah.
So my older sister and I were talking about this when COVID first hit, and
Hmm.
like at that time there weren't huge amounts of people like drastically dying or even being hospitalized in America just yet because of it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But my point was, and she agreed with me, that although if when people get it, they still got a 98, 99% survival rate, you still got a 1 to 2% chance of dying from it. And I don't want to be
Okay.
counted in that 1 to 2%
Exactly.
chance of dying from COVID. Do I do things right
Hmm.
now that are threatening to my lifestyle that diminish my lifespan? Absolutely, I do. But I choose to do that. So that I
Yeah.
control that.
Yes.
I
Hmm.
control that.
And that's another
Hmm.
weird too, because it's usually a lot of people who talking about how the government's trying to take our freedom away, but you're sitting there choosing to not take a vaccine. That sounds like freedom to me.
That's a
Hmm.
profound statement.
You know
That's a
what I mean?
profound statement.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the thinking, I don't get it. So I don't know.
Mm.
I've recently just heard another conspiracy theory why some people are not getting the vaccine is because evidently it causes infertility.
Well, I got it. I'm good anyway.
No, but they was
Just
like,
so everybody
this
know out
guy,
I got
yeah,
four.
this guy, I don't remember where I saw it, but he was basically saying how he's not forcing his workers to get it because he don't want them breathing their vaccine on some innocent woman and make her infertile. And yeah,
there. Oh, but
this
they
was a
just
whole yeah, that was a I was like, yo, they are so totally
the rabbit
stretched. Yeah,
hole
fat,
goes
fat your
very deep.
face.
The rabbit hole goes very deep, and
And my
they will never find the end.
so my face is like that, and it's because people choose to buy into the most absurd,
Oh,
illogical reasons. Like if you're an anti-vaccine, like I'm with you. Don't get it. If you are pro-vaccine, I'm with you. Go get it. But don't try and give me these bull crap excuses about why I shouldn't get it. So, for instance, just comparatively speaking, when the whole birther movement was coming out about President Obama, well, he doesn't technically qualify to be president because he wasn't born in the United States. And then he produces the long form birth certificate. But people continue to say what they wanted to say because they were tied into an echo chamber that simply gave them what they wanted to hear.
Right.
So if you jumping down these trails of why you don't want to be vaccinated and that's what you want to buy into, okay, cool. But I don't give a damn. Don't preach your religion to me because I'm not going to buy into your God.
So Che, you do plan to get the vaccine, even though you keep rescheduling, right?
Yes, I keep rescheduling it. But I do.
If you need to FaceTime me while you go through it, you can FaceTime me. You can FaceTime me. I will be there. Yes. If you need,
we can Zoom.
They probably let you do anything to get you to get
you to
these
do
days.
Yeah.
To walk in there with a pit bull, they be like, just sit on down. We don't care.
Yeah. Hell, maybe we need to do a live.
And it's gonna be the
showing you doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Pfizer vaccine. So which I think hasn't had any problems because Johnson & Johnson, they were talking about blood clots and all this other different
aneurysms and
so that's they had to stop it for a while. I mean,
I'm
back again.
Yeah, like my thing is they couldn't even get baby powder right. Only thing they got right.
Don't they have a huge class action lawsuit going on right now?
They did. No, it's pretty much been settled, but I think it's been settled that they were wrong and they were found to be negligent.
Yeah,
like you can't get baby powder right. You're not finna give me some experimental drug. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. J&J. I'm sorry. I mean, the only thing y'all did right was that lavender baby body wash, and that is it.
You ain't lying, because I love that shit. I be wanting to buy it now. I ain't even got no babies no more. And I'll be like,
fired. Hey, but it worked. Them babies be like, you rub that down on the baby. They be like this. They like this.
So
right. No lie on that.
Yes.
Or like they say right now, no cap.
No cap.
No cap.
But
I don't understand.
No cap.
No cap. What that mean?
What are we cap?
You don't have a hat on?
Right. No cap. Hey, for everybody that uses all this new jargon, make it make sense first. Please. Let me be able to identify and relate it to something. No cap. What are we capping? What are we uncapping?
The point is
how does cap
be random and just to catch on because somebody said it made it cool, and then just it catches on. Like it's not supposed to really mean nothing all the time. Like it's weird.
Well, I wish they would make being intelligent cool. I ain't lying. I wish they would make reading cool.
Good luck with
Maybe
that.
we can start that trend. Let's start that trend.
Yeah.
Intelligent.
Like no dumb.
Saying
no dumb.
Intelligent, trendy sayings with a family bloodline.
Right.
Like, fuck out of here.
Y'all so silly. Oh my God, I love it.
No, but some people got the Johnson & Johnson, and they like the fact that you only have to take one shot. Like I really do want to just take one shot, but that's not an option.
I'm gonna one shot versus aneurysm.
Right,
I'm gonna go
ahead and take clot, possible death, right?
So let's be completely honest about where we are right now in this whole vaccine phase. Because the truth of the situation is for those of us who have been vaccinated, we are essentially the experiments for a long-term process of what's going to happen. And that's the truth of it. Right.
Speaking of which, so I got my second shot Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And I just happened to look at my vaccination card, and that mug said legit test on there.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what?
Yeah, let's make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
This isn't something that's 100% proof.
Yeah.
Right? It's in the testing phase. And just like with any experiment,
and I'm just signed up to be a freaking guinea pig.
That's what we are. That's what we are. And I'm comfortable with being a guinea pig, right? I'm comfortable with being a guinea pig. I'm at the point in my life to where, damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So I would rather take the shot, see what the effects are, long term, near term, mid term, long term, and be able to see what's going to happen, what might happen, because my kids might essentially have to take the shot just to go back to school.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They
I
are
need to know how
offering to 16-year-olds at this point.
They're about to go down to 12.
Yeah. So I need to know the process of this thing, what to expect, what they might end up dealing with, right? So okay, if we're going to be forced to take it, I'm not going to take it at the same time my kids did it, because now I don't have enough knowledge to react to the questions or react to how they might be affected. So I will day in, day out, unquestionably, I will put my life on the line and volunteer to do something that has to be done to see and go through the process of understanding how it will affect my kids in the future.
Yeah.
And not just my kids, but my cousins, my guy kids, so on and so forth. I'm willing to do that. I really am.
Yeah.
It's worth it to me.
Yeah.
It really is.
So Wanda,
that's a labor of love.
You already got both of your shots, huh?
Yes, I am fully vaccinated.
Your experience.
Sure. Okay. So, the first shot when I went,
by the way, you actually had COVID at one point. So
I did.
Coming from
I got the antibodies and the vaccine.
Good point,
so I'm double safe.
Yeah.
I have the antibodies and the vaccine, so I'm kicking COVID's ass right now.
Do it.
Yeah, so the first shot when I went in, I was a bit nervous. And it was kind of like when I was walking in, I was stopped at the desk and the lady was like, "Oh, I was like hoping and praying because they don't tell you which one you're going in for until you get there." So I was like, I can deal with Pfizer or Moderna. I do not, like I said, and I told myself when I got there, like, if it's Johnson & Johnson, I'm turning my black ass around. Okay. And I'm going out. Right. I'm not doing it. So, yeah. So I was like, when they're like, "Oh, you're going to do the Pfizer shot." I'm like, okay, I felt a little bit better. So now there's like 10, 15 people that was ahead of me. So I'm watching them go in, and it was like a little assembly line. I'm like, oh, heck. Then, like, I was like, Tuskegee experiment. Like it Tuskegee experiment popped in my head. Then then that episode of Lovecraft Country when dude was kidnapping all the black people and trying to build all this stuff popped, like all this stuff literally popped into my head as I'm walking this line. I had to take a deep breath because the lady, like, she evidently she asked me to come forward more than once, and I was just literally standing there frozen because I was like having all these thoughts and stuff. I was like this. So I took a deep breath. She's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, So she explained everything. She like, "Your arm's gonna be a little sore." They run down all the questions. Are you allergic to this? Are you allergic to that? Have you ever had a reaction to this? And like all of my answers were no, because I've been pretty much a healthy person my entire life. So she like wiped my little arm down and she took out the shot. She like, it's gonna be really quick. So she like, "You like needles?" I'm like, "Who likes needles?" Like, so I think she's just making conversation. Like, but I don't look when they getting ready to stick me because I don't want to see it coming because I'll tense up. So she like basically relax your arm. So I like literally just had my arm hanging there. And I looked to the side and she like, "Okay, you're done." I didn't feel a thing. Like, and she like, the only reason I knew she spoke to me was because there's like a little blood on my arm. Then she gave me a cute little band-aid. She's like, "Oh, I ran out of adult band-aid." So I had like a Snoopy band-aid.
I want a kitty band-aid.
I know. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That works."
Such a silly thing, but
yeah. So she signed my vaccination card, handing it back to me. I had to be scheduled for my next vaccine, what I think is like 3 weeks out.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they told me to sit in the lobby, in the observation area for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Talking to my, I'm like,
the observation area.
Yeah, so because they don't want you to have a reaction, and like normally but normally you will react within the first 2 to 3 minutes of getting it. If anything, if you're gonna have a reaction, you're gonna have a reaction within that time period.
Yeah.
So I
So
said that I told my watch, I was like, hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. Siri was like, got you. So I sat there and I watched all the other people come out and go in and come out and go in. I was like, 5 minutes passed. I'm like, I'm still cool. 10 minutes passed. I'm still cool. Well, yeah, I guess I'm safe to go home. And I parked really far this time because I didn't know where to park when I went to the hospital because we got a new SLU, like we have a new SLU building. So I had parked like really far away from the building I was supposed to go to. Yeah. So, but on my second shot, I knew where to park, so I didn't have to walk far. So I took that little journey on to my car, got in the car. I'm like, I did it.
Yeah. So you felt a sense of relief and kind of like proud of you. Like,
yeah, I did.
So,
but then the next day when I woke up, my arm was hurting like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But that was the only reaction I had with the first shot was my arm was sore.
Shot in the arm.
So with that being said, Shay, take us through the process leading up to you settling in your mind on the decision to get vaccinated. Like what brought you to that point to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get this.
Right. Especially since I'm not required to by any job or any law or anything like that.
So yours is completely voluntary.
Yeah, completely voluntary.
Yeah.
I don't want to be scared no more. Like, and I remember when I went home for Thanksgiving and we had a little small thing break out in the family, like, and now I'm going back again soon. So that was in my head. Like, if I wasn't going back home, like we're going to have a wedding coming up soon and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I'm about to be around a bunch of people again. So not only do I want to protect myself, I want to protect my mom and all the older people that's going to be there. And I just don't, I want to feel comfortable. I don't want to feel like afraid to touch things or hug people and stuff like that. So I just want to be comfortable. That's why I'm gonna get it. And my mom's gotten it already. A bunch of people I know, you two have gotten it already.
Yeah, my mama got it.
Yeah, and like I trust science, I guess. And I don't see a whole bunch of people dying from the vaccine, right? So I mean, I just don't see any negative to it other than a sore arm and maybe a little bit of a couple of days, Yeah. I want to be around people again and just get back to
now today I was like super sleepy and a little achy from the second shot. But okay, so like with my second shot, it was this time the lady, I feel like she had something. I think they gave me Nurse Ratchet, y'all, like straight up. She don't laugh. I'm like in real life.
You did not say Nurse Ratchet.
Yes, I did. That lady came in there, like she was like my first lady, she was all nice and she was all gentle. And like I said, I barely even felt it. So this second lady, she like, oh, so she took my car. She's like, oh, you're here for your second shot. Okay, cool. Put my sticker on there. She signed it. She went to the little freezer and got her little needle out. And she, I had on a sweatshirt, so I had to take my arm out my sweatshirt. So she rubbed me down or whatever. And then she's like, all right, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, like,
well, I never.
I never.
How dare you, Miss Daisy?
At least that's what it felt like to me.
It felt like a dagger.
That's what it felt like. I almost smacked fire from this lady, y'all. I'm like, no, she didn't. Like, I looked at my own, like, like, hey. Then by the time I looked over, she was putting a Band-Aid on. So I said, okay, you're all done. Just go wait in the waiting area for 15 minutes. I'm like, lady, you finna meet me in this waiting area for 15 minutes. So I can turn your ass.
Catch me outside, motherfucker.
You hurting me.
I'm finna put these hands on your ass like real smooth. Like, we finna do this. Okay. You ain't finna get this off.
Right.
You might be mad.
She gave me an ugly Band-Aid. She didn't even give me the cute Band-Aid like the other lady did.
See, I'm bringing my own ugly Band-Aids. I'm bringing my own like Scooby-Doo Band-Aids or something just to make my own self happy. No.
Right. Like, here, use my Band-Aid.
Look, SpongeBob. Yeah. No.
I was weak, but But overall, like other than that, it was cool. This morning I just woke up sore arm. My body was a little achy, and like I was cold all day yesterday. I had
Mhm.
chills. I was cold. Martell's like, why your toes so cold? I'm like, man, I don't know.
Ask the COVID, okay?
Right. Like, I don't know. And like I was like tired. I had tired waves today. Like I had like a burst of energy and then I was like really tired, like ready to go to sleep. Like as soon as I close my
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
And then I'll be up and then I'll be like really tired. So I was like that. But other than that, I've been cool.
I've heard fatigue for the most part from most people for the second shot. They say, you know, everything's cool. You can feel a little woozy for a little while and then have some fatigue, and that's pretty much it. After
Yeah.
Hmm.
that. What about you,
Interesting.
Fred? So you just got one shot, or you have both of your shots already?
So I am actually what's considered fully vaccinated. So after you get your second shot, you still have an incubation period. I think it's roughly 14 days. Another 14 days until
Another
you
two
are
weeks.
literally
Yeah.
considered. Yeah. Excuse me. Until you're literally considered totally vaccinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing, because I think I explained why I decided to get the shot
Mm-hmm.
earlier on, which is
Mm-hmm.
if my kids are going to have to take this just to go back to school sooner or later, okay, well then let me understand what the effects are. Let me go through the process
All right, let
so
me.
I can take care of them better
Mhm.
whenever they have to take a shot
That's a smart
and
way to think
go through
about it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not always just about me. Any person that always like looks at life like it's all about me, well then
Right.
you're short sighted.
Especially if you
Mm-hmm.
Things
have
are
kids.
definitely about you, but after you finish dealing with the me aspect of it, you have the second, third, fourth, fifth order of effect that you got to deal with also. So, but I was just thinking about the initial impact of my kids having to take it, and I'd rather be their guinea pig. They can watch me go through the motions, watch me feeling ill, watch me trying to take care of myself, rehab, or whatever the case would have been
Mm-hmm.
after I took the shots. So initially, I wanted to take the Johnson and Johnson. The reason why, it's not because it's like I just outright trust Johnson and Johnson like that. And I understand the lawsuit about the baby powder, so on and so forth
Yeah.
with Johnson and Johnson. However, I'm afraid of needles. Like
Yeah.
not just like a little afraid of needles, but definitely afraid
Wow.
of
That's
needles.
Mm.
really
I
interesting.
absolutely hate needles.
Almost like a
Hate
phobia
them.
or something.
Oh,
So,
it's very
Fat,
much
I got
so
a
a real
question. So,
asshole.
you do have that needle fear. Well, how did you prepare knowing that you were going to get this shot? How did
I
you
don't
prepare
prepare for
for it?
much of anything. I go into everything here first.
Just do it.
Uh, yeah, I just do it because if I give myself too much, I'm
You're
an
gonna be all
overthinker.
worked up. Yep.
I'm analytical.
Mm.
So if I overthought it, I'd never do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
that wasn't, yeah, me being an overthinker in this situation wasn't acceptable personally to the other aspects of actually taking it and going through the process. Okay, again, because my foundation is my children. So
Mm-hmm.
I need to understand what's going to happen if my children are going to have to take this. So
Right.
Yeah,
I get over myself real quick.
I only ask because I know, like, with me working in the medical field, I'm in dental, of course. So, but there's some patients that we have to give volume to before procedure because they're just that afraid. So
Mm,
that's why I was wondering, like, did you self medicate? Did you do?
no. So one of
Yeah.
the things so my initial shot, or with any shot, right, that I take, um,
Did you take a
if
shot of
anybody's in the
vodka before
same,
you took the shot of? No.
no, if because I face fear head on,
I feel that.
and if
Yeah.
I'm afraid of something, I have to do it just to get over that fear.
There ain't nothing you can
So
do
Mm-hmm.
every
about
time I got to take
it.
a needle, every time I got to take a needle, I hate it, and I know it's got to happen, but I'm going to run into it head first.
Mm-hmm.
However, my way of getting through things, my response to stress, and that type of stance is I just bust jokes. I become funny as hell,
I can see
and
that. Yeah.
everybody in that area,
Everybody in the
I'm
hospital
gonna talk.
laugh
I'm gonna talk
because
to
you
people.
gotta have a shot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna talk to people and be like, hey. You know what we're in here for, right? We might die today. So I just want to let you know that somebody loves you. It's not me, but somebody does. So that's always been my way of interacting with having to take shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So after I took my first shot, again, I took the Moderna.
Ooh,
Just to throw some statistics out there.
Okay.
So the
I took
Pfizer and
Pfizer.
Moderna,
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
be
if I
taking
said
Pfizer
that.
yeah,
too.
Yeah, I took
but the
Pfizer.
Pfizer and Moderna have a more efficacy rate. I think that's the word for
Yeah,
it.
higher.
Than what than what Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, I mean,
As well as
like a lot.
yeah,
Like a lot.
it's at a 90. It's plus 90% effective.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I say that because there are other companies, corporations rather, which I don't trust, but
Mhm.
there are other corporations around the world that actually have come out with vaccines, and they're at 70% efficacy and 65% efficacy, and so on and so forth.
Right.
And
Mhm.
some of those corporations have been involved with. I don't know if you all have looked into the the big thing with India, but India is at a horrible. They're
Oh
at a
my God, I was
critical.
just thinking, like, how can I talk about India within this conversation?
Yeah,
So thanks for bringing
but
it up. Yeah.
yeah,
Prayers for
absolutely. Because
India.
What's going
I
on in India? I'm lost.
oh,
Prayers.
they are at a horribly critical um, rate of infection and death from
And
coronavirus,
they run out
from
of
No.
SARS-CoV-19. Yeah.
oxygen, all kind of hospitals
Oh yeah.
loaded. They're putting people where they
Yeah.
say they were putting people in trains and stuff now.
Yeah.
Just
They
ran out
began
of
to
room,
make
girl.
makeshift hospitals out of trains because it's
Ain't
so
No.
got
bad.
much to
It's
lose
rampant.
every once in a while.
It's horrible.
It's
How did that
It's horrible.
happen?
yeah. Well,
Well, it happened because go ahead,
go
Chad.
ahead. Well, I mean, from what I've heard, they lifted restrictions really, really early on and made
Mm.
citizens feel like it was safe, and they had some really big. I wouldn't call it. I hate to say festival. 'Cause I feel like I'm not honoring,
So
what they were doing, but
it was a religious event. It was a
right,
religious
Mhm.
event.
right,
Yeah.
and so yeah, a lot of people crowded up. People were just acting like there was no pandemic. And we're being
Hmm.
Yeah.
told there's no pandemic, and now it's
I
not.
mean, just because numbers are going down does not mean that it's completely gone.
Yeah.
That's wow. I had no
They
idea.
just
Thanks
didn't
for
take the
Oh yeah.
informing me of
It's
that,
enough.
guys.
They just didn't take
I
enough.
will send you an article that I read a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, it's
Mhm.
fairly lengthy, but it's worth it. Um, Explaining the difference in how other countries handle COVID versus how India handled COVID. Now,
Mhm.
keep in mind when you read this article that America did not handle the COVID virus well.
No,
We did not.
Um,
no,
we didn't.
worst ever.
But
No, we didn't.
it begins to distinguish how they handled it at first, um, and then they opened their economy back up too soon,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and they began to allow people to gather in a
Mhm.
specific amount of
huge
numbers.
numbers,
Yeah,
numbers
huge swarms of people,
with no
and then it
mask
began to
on,
no
like
masks,
no mask,
no
not a mask in
restrictions
sight, girl.
whatsoever,
Hmm.
whatsoever, and so it began to spread. Not only did that happen with the original strand of COVID, but these other strands that have come out
Mhm.
here
Mhm.
recently, and it's become so numerous for different strands that I can't remember all of them. I can't keep them in order. So you've got the South
Mhm.
African, you've
Mhm.
got the South American strand, you've got the English. You've got so many different variances of
Mhm.
strands, and
Mhm.
some of the strands that are coming out, even the shots that we may have taken, they can't
Yeah,
battle. They
'cause
can't compete
they're
with.
twice and they're twice as contagious too.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
twice as contagious. So you have all this melting pot in India happening,
Mhm.
and they at this point they're number one in the world for
Yeah,
COVID cases.
Oh
it's
It's
really
no.
just
sad.
yeah, it's just a
Really
bad
hard to
look.
see because
That's
they all on the
horrible.
news just showing everything, and it's just you just like
Yeah.
this, like
Yeah. It's a
sad.
train
With that
wreck.
being said, let me tell all of y'all. I don't care which side of the line you fall on, being vaccinated or not, vaccinated or not. So you don't have to believe in COVID for COVID to get your ass. I just want to throw that out.
This
So
is true.
be stupid if you want to.
Yeah, well, it's a big
This is
thing.
You ain't got to believe in Jesus if you don't want to.
Right.
That's completely your decision.
But when my good Lord comes, don't be
Biden
on that.
has, Biden
Right.
has
So
restricted travel to India and everything. Like, it's a big thing.
Like,
Yeah.
but fact, it's funny that you said that because Grey's Anatomy just had an episode with a guy who thought that COVID was a hoax and it was just to get doctors paid for how many people they diagnosed with COVID. And they tried to explain to him that it's real. Like, you know how frustrating it has to be as a medical professional to hear that stuff. You're away from your family for days at a
Prayers go
time.
out to all the medical professionals too.
Oh my God.
yeah, like
Thank you for everything that you're doing and all your sacrifices.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
you know how frustrating that has to be for them to have somebody like that to come in there. And then he signed himself out the hospital, ended up getting to the parking lot and dropping dead.
I saw some of the snippet of that.
Yes.
I saw a snippet of that not too long ago. So anyway, I took the first shot and I literally had thick skin. So I didn't. Again, I'm afraid of needles, but I watch needles whenever they are inserted.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, and I was talking to the firefighter, to the EMT. I was talking to him the whole time, and I was looking at him, and I let him know that I'm afraid of needles. And he was like, "Well, then look away." And I was like, "Nah, because if you're gonna do something to me, I need to see what you're gonna do." That's why, like, whenever I die, if I'm not asleep, I'll probably be looking at the tool or the engine or whatever the mechanism that's going to kill me, because I've got to see it. I've got to see it.
Wow.
Anyway,
that's an interesting
so
thought.
My second shot, however, I had the blues.
You were coming on the podcast looking a little,
I was a little green.
I was a little green. We could, right? But you pushed through though.
Absolutely. So I was also battling allergies at the time.
Mm-hmm. I noticed the cough, a little bit of a cough.
Yeah,
I think that was more or less from allergies.
I don't know what it was, but what I do know is I took that damn shot, and the next day, a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, I'll probably have to come into work," and I was like, "Yo, I dig it. I understand because I woke up feeling like shit, and so my routine is I come home every day. I don't spend money at lunch. I cook for myself.
Yeah.
So when I cook for myself. So my routine is when I get home, I will make something to eat, and then I'll call my woman. That day, I didn't want to eat, and I called my woman. I was like, "Hey, I can go to sleep for lunch.
Okay. I'm out.
I'm feeling like I'm feeling, and it ain't cool. I don't like it. I don't like it." So I went to sleep at lunch, and I slept for about 45 minutes. And I woke back up, and I felt great. I felt great after that. Then I felt my allergies kick back in, but it hit me to where I felt horribly lethargic. I was fatigued. I didn't want to be at work. So my recommendation is anybody who takes both series shots of either Pfizer or Moderna, take the next day off because you're going to feel some pain.
That's great advice.
You remember he texted, he was like, I hope you took off work. I'm like,
now I see where it came from.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was horribly fatigued. And I'm one of those type of guys that I don't need to have a lot of sleep, right? So if you give me 2.5, 3, 4 hours of sleep a night, I will function like normal the next day. I'll be good. I'll be cool. But after that shot, I was like, hey, I need to go to sleep.
It don't happen, Kevin.
Because that sleep hit different. Because like literally, like I said, I had waves.
Sleep hit different.
It does. I had waves. Like I was like up, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, go sleep. Are you like this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then you be like, okay, I'm up. And then you do something for an hour, then like, time for you to go to sleep again. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
like,
crazy.
What do you think you're doing?
You're
supposed to be sleeping.
You're supposed to go to sleep.
You're supposed to be out.
Wow.
You need to listen to your body.
So like my
So
husband had a volleyball game today, and I was like, "Baby, I know you playing, but you're gonna have to drive because I'm gonna go to sleep. I ain't gonna be able to drive
yeah.
out to West County." So he got me got
So,
the car like this, face pressed up against the window. I know people probably got all kind of ugly pictures of me. I like,
Nobody taking no pictures of you and they driving in the car down the street.
yeah, but that's all I felt. And then like the next day,
mm-hmm.
nothing. I was back to normal. I was cool.
Wow.
Had no problems,
Yeah,
no issues,
Thank
and it was
God.
like it never even happened.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know,
My mom,
so
she had like a migraine. So like when our moms and stuff get sick, we get a little dramatic. So she didn't
yeah,
tell me. My sister had went over there, and my sister comes on, "Mama's sick. You better call and check on her because she ain't acting right." Da, 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 da. So of course, me, I'm FaceTime. Agent, what you got going on? What you? Your sister
Right.
talk too much. I just got a headache. I took the second. I'm like, okay, like that's cool and everything. Go to sleep. I'll check on you later. You better believe, like literally, I called her back. I was like, "How you feeling?" She's like, "I'm fine. My head was just hurting. I'm okay." So, like, luckily, I had a small headache, but I didn't have
Yeah.
anything
It's scary
like,
times, man.
yeah,
We gotta check on each other, man. Vaccine
yeah.
yeah.
mix and all kind of stuff. It's scary
But and I
times.
also heard like the more you react to it, is the better it's working.
And I also heard it also depends on your blood type.
Oh, okay.
Well, I actually read that. It's not what I heard. I read that.
Hmm.
I did.
Mm.
So people that
I
have
don't know
O
my blood
positive
type.
blood, you
Okay.
need to go
I
check
don't
that.
think a lot
You
of black
should definitely
I
go
don't
check
think a
that.
lot of black people know their blood types for some
I
reason.
don't know my blood
Yeah,
type.
so it doesn't. Black people, if you don't know your blood type, I'm gonna need you to go figure that out. Like
Yes.
for
Okay,
real,
I
It's
will
for
go
real.
really
figure that
important
out.
actually.
Who am I supposed to ask?
Go to your doctor, get a
Guys, your
blood test
doctor,
done.
yeah.
It's easy.
They probably already know. You just ain't never asked.
Yeah, it's
Cause I'm,
probably
cause
already in your medical
Yeah,
files.
they probably already
okay,
know what it is.
like, cause I don't know y'all. I feel bad because I probably should
You
know,
ain't the only
but I
one.
don't
Don't feel
know.
bad. There's gonna be some people watching this going, you know what? I need to do that. Figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I don't know.
yeah, go
Yeah.
do it.
Go
You
do it,
you
y'all.
you deserve to know,
All right.
and you need to know your blood type because there are various different things that affect different blood types differently.
Hmm.
Yes,
So
exactly. It's actually important.
yeah,
uh,
and this the Rona is one of the things that affects different blood types differently, and
hmm
Hmm.
that's scientifically proven.
Is that why like
So
some people get really really sick and some people don't get as
and some
sick?
people don't. Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, absolutely,
Hmm
Yeah, because
absolutely.
when me and my brother had it, we both had the same exact symptoms. We couldn't
Hmm.
smell, we couldn't taste, but other than that, we were fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So go get your blood tested.
Okay,
Um.
I will do
So
that.
so
Next time we
yeah
talk, and I have been to the doctor's office, I will know my blood
Yes.
type.
We're gonna make a video
yeah.
call. Now
Yes,
we
know
know.
my
And
blood
and
type.
then after you do that, like research the things that are uncommon, the things that you can get,
Hmm
the things that your blood type actually literally fights against. Like
hmm
look that stuff up.
Yeah.
Do some intrinsic
hmm
and extrinsic research
Health
about it.
goes
Mhm.
deep, man. Health goes deep. Like,
Yeah.
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 It'll answer a lot of questions. It really will.
You'd probably be
It
really
really will.
surprised. Um,
Maybe if I just ask my parents what their blood type is, then I'll just know what mine
Nope. It
don't
won't
work
work.
like that.
is.
Don't work like that, unfortunately.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It
Um,
doesn't. I know that I'm O positive, so I reacted to it.
Oh, you
Uh,
can give blood to anyone, but you can't take anyone's
I
blood.
can't I can't receive it from everybody or
Nope,
yeah.
but you can give it to everyone.
that's another
Yeah.
good reason for the rest of the family to get tested because you never know what's gonna happen. We all need
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Might need to call you one day, cousin. Like, let me get about a quart or two.
I'd be
Let
like,
me get
I
about
just
a
got
like,
to get
gallon.
drunk to make you happy whenever you receive it.
You're gonna get drunk so you get some vodka with it. I need to
I'm
borrow a
like,
couple of bags
I'm like,
of blood from you.
can I have a piece of kidney, please?
Okay.
We
Right.
match.
Bring a straw.
Right.
No. Any
So
final thoughts, you guys, before we go?
yeah. Well, Wanda, you got one? You got anything?
Yeah. Yep. My thing is get vaccinated or don't. Just don't dictate what someone else does.
Right.
Make your own decision and let everybody else make their own. And just be safe and do you.
That's what freedom is. Choice.
Yeah, it is. And just to piggyback off of that, like, don't try and make yourself seem or feel superior to somebody because you're stuck in an echo chamber about your decision, right? If your decision is what it is, ride out with it. You don't owe anybody an explanation as to why you did get vaccinated or you didn't, right? So let your actions speak for themselves. Do what you do, and don't go off on a tangent. Nobody needs to hear why I will stand on the soapbox and preach about being vaccinated. Just like nobody needs to hear any anti-vaccine speak and talk or degrade them about how you felt or how you feel about not being vaccinated. Do what you do, baby. It's your life, not mine, not anybody else. It's yours. You make your decisions on your own and be comfortable with it, regardless.
Yeah.
That's all.
One more thing, and wear your mask, vaccinated or not. Keep your mask on your face. Cover your nose and your mouth.
I was thinking the same things. People who've gotten their vaccines, don't go crazy.
Please, still wear your mask.
Still proceed with caution. Okay, it's
we know
free for all time. Okay,
we do know that the world's about to open back up and do its thing, but please just keep yourself safe.
Be safe. Okay.
And that's what it is.
Awesome. Well, great conversation about vaccines tonight.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for coming tonight, watching us, and
thank you.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Bye, you guys. Let us know if you got the vaccine or what you think. We want to hear your thoughts too. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Check in.